There are 6 counselors present, with Counselor Jacobson absent. Under special orders of the day and announcements, we have the introducing of newly hired and promoted employees.
Our City Manager Luther will introduce supervisors to present new staff and our newly promoted employees.
Would Chief Zabalski please come forward?
Good evening, councilors. It's my pleasure to introduce to you two of our new promotees. If I could have Tom's 3. Okay. It's hard when you do this. Please come up, gentlemen, real quick here. Tom Stigler, our new Inspector of Police, second in command. He's got 35 years in law enforcement. He's been with our department since 2018. Taking on a very important role in that position, something that we haven't had for a number of years in terms of risk management, project management, policy implementation and adherence, and a number of other things. So very excited to have him in that position. Lieutenant Chris Eberhardt has been with our department since 2010, was promoted to sergeant in 2016. He's been extremely active as an FTO supervisor, performs a number of just very involved tasks in terms of developing others, and will be a great addition on our evening shift as a shift commander. Garrett Morris, brand new sergeant, has been with our department since 2013. Garrett's been a field training officer. He's been on our tactical team, and again, a very good informal leader, and has really done a lot with developing many of our new officers. So I'm excited that all 3 of these gentlemen are newly promoted, and Captain Andre Sales, who was unable to be here this evening due to a family issue, will be the new patrol division captain. Another great person there as well in terms of developing the team and really solidifying our organizational structure. So I'm very happy, and certainly thank the council for their support of the funding and reorganization of the department, as well as the city manager.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you to the newly promoted. And thank the gentlemen for their service.
Under 3B, we have a proclamation recognizing January as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month.
Vice President Anderson, going to the podium. Schumacher and Carrie Wyatt to join you. And they are on the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. So thank you for being present today.
The proclamation reads, whereas the problem of human trafficking is enormous, with traffickers exploiting an estimated 24.9 million victims worldwide for profit. And whereas this year marks nearly 20 years since our nation took steps in the global fight against human trafficking by enacting the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000. And whereas traffickers are motivated by money, and human trafficking has an estimated profit exceeding $150 billion per year. And whereas anyone can be a human trafficking victim. Human trafficking includes forced labor and sex trafficking, child labor, commercial sexual exploitation of children, forced marriage, and child soldiers. It affects people of every age, gender, race, religion, and nationality. And whereas the average age of initial human trafficking entry into the commercial sex industry in the United States is 13 years old. And whereas traffickers often tailor their tactics to unique vulnerabilities of each victim. They can lie, isolate, control, intimidate, beat, torture, and abuse. And whereas cases of human trafficking have been reported in all 72 Wisconsin counties. And whereas the Rock County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force was established in the spring of 2017. Their mission is to develop and maintain a community network that serves to educate, prevent, and respond to victims who have been or are at risk of being trafficked. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Beloit supports the declaration of January as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month, urging residents to recognize the signs of human trafficking, collaborate with local agencies to stop it, and to provide advocacy for the victims impacted. Presented January 21st, 2020. Would you like to say a couple words?
Have some words that you'd like to say this afternoon?
Yeah, we are very honored to be here tonight and for you to recognize National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And we are just very privileged to work with all of our multi-jurisdictional agencies in Rock County. And thank you so much. This is a great privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we have a picture of it?
All right. Thank you for the work that you're doing in our community, and it's also great to see that Lieutenant Stigler, too, is a part of that, so thank you. Okay.
There are no public hearings this evening, so on to public comment.
We have reached the point on the agenda for residents to speak to the council about issues that are coming before us or may come before us in the future. Council members may not act on any requests at this meeting, but may refer a speaker to staff for assistance. We ask that you hold your comments to 3 minutes or less and refrain from personal attacks of any kind. Public comment is a privilege, and we expect everyone to conduct themselves in a civil manner. Speakers are asked to complete a public comment form and turn it in prior to our meeting. Each individual will be invited to the podium and asked to state your name and address for the record. Our first speaker tonight is Celestino Ruffini. If you could please state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Celestino Ruffini, and I reside at 2366 Hyacinth Court here in Beloit. I'm the Executive Director of Visit Beloit. Good evening, City Councilors, City Manager, and staff. On the Council agenda tonight is Resolution 2020-017 for approving Visit Beloit's offer to purchase regarding the property at 656 Pleasant Street. With your approval, our organization will embark on a marvelous transformation of this historic property along the banks of the Rock River in the heart of our city center. Visit Beloit has been your tourism entity for nearly 33 years. This property acquisition begins a new chapter towards our organization's long-term vitality. Throughout the last several months, you've been made aware of our intent to transform the existing building into an event venue, as well as our temporary offices for our organization. And that process begins almost immediately. Our second phase, which we intend to begin in the spring of 2021, will provide a drastic physical change to the property with the addition of a new office complex, conference rooms, and experience center, which will all proudly showcase Beloit's successes and stories. I want to thank all of you, and most importantly the staff, for your time, patience, and dedication regarding this project to date. This property is cherished and admired by many, and we are excited to add our own project to the long list of redevelopment efforts that have redefined our city. Our organization's intent is to create a space where both residents and visitors can create memories and experiences that are remembered for a lifetime. We look forward to sharing updates on the project with you as we move forward, and are extremely humbled that our organization was chosen to purchase this property in order to pursue such an exciting project for the city and region. Thank you again for your support.
Thank you, Celestino.
You're welcome.
Are there any other members of the public wishing to address the council this evening? If there are no other public comments, we will go on to item 6, the consent agenda.
All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered at this point on the agenda.
Thank you. The consent agenda consists of items 6A through 6L. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
First by Councilor Blakely. Is there a second? Second. Second by Councilor Pusher. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
That takes us down to licensing. 7A is consideration of Resolution 2020-009 for the approval of applicants for an alcohol beverage operator bartender's license for the years 2020-2021. And you have before you this evening 8 applicants for approval and 0 for denial.
Is there a motion to approve item 7A?
I so move.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Forbeck, seconded by Counselor Levy. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7B is consideration of Resolution 2020-011, approving an amendment to the Class B beer and Class B intoxicating liquor license for Trucked LLC, Jeffrey E. Whiteman, agent, for an indoor premise extension located at 443 East Grand Avenue. This went to the ABLCC last Tuesday, where they made a unanimous recommendation for approval, 5-0. The intent here is that is one parcel, so the Blue Collar Coffee and Trucked is one parcel and they are one corporation. And they had indicated that because Blue Collar Coffee closes, say, I think at like 3 o'clock, they would use that space for some educational opportunities, hold some classes in there. They did not say that they would not be putting, making anything available for, the coffee shop. But their main intent for extending those premises were for special events and educational purposes.
Thank you. So is there a motion to approve item 7B?
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Blakely, seconded by Counselor Presho. Any discussion at this time? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Under 7C, we have consideration of Resolution 2020-012 approving a new Class B beer and Class C wine license for the Board of Trustees of Beloit College. This is doing business as the Beloit College Powerhouse, located at 850 Pleasant Street. Ken Nilo, agent, for the license period ending June 30th, 2020. This also went before the ABLCC last week, where they recommended unanimous approval, 5-0, to grant a Class B beer and a Class C wine. As you know, a Class C wine can only be issued to those who can identify themselves as a restaurant. And so their level 2 and their level 4 will have this for catering, special events, conference item. They have some board meetings and things like that. So they did not intend that this would be a general concession where you're just, it is more set for the level 2 and level 4.
Thank you for that report. Is there a motion to approve item 7C?
I so move.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Forbeck, seconded by Counselor Levy. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With that said, motion carries.
Under item 7D, we have consideration of Resolution 2020-019, granting an extension for the issuance of a Class A beer and Class A liquor license for Ohana Spirit LLC, located at 2648 Prairie Avenue, Nicole Fisher, agent. This also went before the ABLCC last week, where they recommended a 120-day extension for this company to get their business up and running and the license into use. They applied for this 2 years ago under a different corporation. The other partner then took it over. It was granted. This would be their first extension issued on the property, and the ABLCC did recommend approval, 5-0.
Thank you for that report. Is there a motion to approve item 7D?
I so move.
Moved by Counselor Forbeck. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Levy. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
There are no ordinances this evening. Moving on to appointments.
Can I have a motion to approve the appointments, please?
So move.
It's been moved by Counselor Presho. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Forbeck. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Madam
Counselor
President.
Blakely, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to thank the people who are volunteering to be on the commissions and things such as the Business Improvement District and the Community Development Authority and so on. We look to people who live in town to step forward and help us out with these. I was just addressing a group of students and told them that some of these committees and commissions even include younger members. So please keep them in mind, and thanks again to the people we're about to approve.
And I would echo that. It's very important to have people serve on our committees. So we have a first and we have a second on the floor. Any other further discussion?
Madam President,
Councilor Levy?
If we could we read the names of the individuals that's going to be appointed this evening?
Can the clerk please give us
Yeah, sorry, I got a
information?
little ahead and lost my paper there. So,
Okay.
these will all be taken by the one motion that's on the floor at this moment. But the Business Improvement District has incumbent Jessica Hernandez to a term ending December 31st, 2022. Incumbent Melinda Obershaw to the same term ending December 31st, 2022. All four of these have that same term. Incumbent Tila Lemereau and incumbent Michael Marquette. To the Community Development Authority, we have Philip Gorman to a term ending December 31st, 2020, and Jason Rowland to a term ending December 31st, 2021. And finally, to the Traffic Review Committee, we have Sean Winters as the school district representative and ex officio member.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, so we already have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Any other further discussion at this time? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10 is counselor activities and upcoming events.
We will begin with Councilor Preschel.
Well, I attended the Martin Luther King convocation at Beloit College yesterday, and that was a very interesting, super presentation by a spoken word person. I totally didn't expect that, and I've never seen somebody deliver it so naturally. I thought she was having a conversation. It was really well done. And we've got coming up, I had a fairly successful What the Tech last Thursday at Grinnell Hall, and I got to look at their new entryway, which is almost ready. And the director's over there painting, and there was a group of kids from, I think, Community Action. I don't remember if that was the organization or not, that helped paint the lobby area, the new lobby, newly remodeled lobby. It's looking great, and in fact, it's looking so good. It's so nice to see it looking like it's not going to fall down. And it's much more accessible. It makes a whole lot more sense, and it's just gorgeous looking. Even the front of the building looks great now. So we had about 10 people show up for our What the Tech this time. That's about the average, 10 to 12. I was hoping Celestino was going to get up and give a little talk because he got all dressed up for the occasion. But I have to talk about the former Angel Museum and Visit Beloit. And everybody knows I've been involved with Visit Beloit since way too long, 15, 16 years. And, you know, it was one of the first conversations I ever had with Lori maybe before I got on the city council, but about what are we going to do if the Angel Museum doesn't make it, and what's going to happen, and there was a lot of up in the air stuff going on, and nobody knew, and this is just the most perfect reuse of that facility I can imagine, and I'm just thrilled, and I'm really happy to see you're going to get out of that corner, that hidden corner at the Eclipse Center where nobody can find you, and now we'll be able to find you. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, and I'm just really, really happy, and I'm really happy that you guys are doing this. This is going to be great, so thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Preschel. Councilor Blakely.
There's another Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration coming up this coming Saturday. It's a commemoration in honor of this great American, and it will be held at Black Hawk Technical College at the Central Campus. It takes place from, I believe, 3 to 5 o'clock. It's family friendly. There's going to be songs, presentations, even snacks, everybody. Snacks for the family, for kids. Snacks, food, Saturday, yay, go, enjoy. It's sponsored jointly by several important community organizations, including Diversity Action Team of Rock County, Black Hawk Tech, the YWCA of Rock County, and the school districts of not only Beloit, but Clinton, Janesville, and Milton, also United Auto Workers Local 95, and American Association of University Women and Beloit Public Library, all teaming up for another MLK commemoration this coming Saturday, 3 to 5, Black Hawk Tech.
Thank you.
It's free.
Thank you, Councilor Blakely. Next, we will have words from Councilor Levy. Thank you. Councilor Forbeck.
Yes, I got to attend the Martin Luther King breakfast at our high school, and it was really lovely. I had not been able to make that event previously, but it was wonderful, and I have to give thanks to the two wonderful Hendricks sisters who put it together. It was very moving and crowded, so it was, I think, a good tribute to Martin Luther King. Also, I wanted to make mention, I am on the SLATS committee, which doesn't sound really exciting, but I was there today, and I think the public really needs to know that behind the scenes, there are experts from the entire region taking a look at our transportation issues. And it was wonderful for me as a city council representative on that committee to not only see the cooperation and the professionalism and the communication between everybody, but also we can be proud that certainly it is our city department that takes the lead in so many ways and getting these kind of projects finished and done so well.
Thank you, Councilor Forbeck. Vice President Anderson.
Well, I wish I would have made it to the MLK breakfast. I wasn't feeling well, but I'm sure the speeches were amazing. I know every year those kids do a great job, and they put them on the school district website this year, so we got to read them. So I'm sure it was great. Just before the meeting, I know a few of us also popped in, but the open house at 1260 Wisconsin, that looked amazing. Great job from city staff doing that, and I look forward to seeing more houses getting built from the ground up and rehab, so great job. Then just one thing I wanted to make note of, too, is basically tomorrow, it's midnight. Kevin and I will be going out and doing the homeless count. I will be buying coffee for Kevin if he actually makes it. There are two locations. One is here in Beloit at Community Action, and then one is up in Janesville at Echo. So if you have any Janesville friends that want to attend, just tell them that's where they can go. It's really important for CDBG funding, and it's really good for us to get an accurate count. So if you could make it, please do. It's incredibly important.
Thank you, Vice President Anderson. And now I just have a few things to report on. First, I attended the Appointment Review Committee meeting along with Vice President Anderson. And also I went to the Rock County Homeless Intervention Task Force meeting. And after the meeting, I posted on my Facebook page the information about a temporary extreme weather shelter that is available to homeless individuals. So I did get a lot out of that meeting, and it was nice to hear from some of the participants or some of the people who are homeless and some of the things that they have to, some of the challenges they have to deal with. So I know that in that group we also prioritized some of the needs for 2020, so hopefully we'll be addressing those in the coming future. So I want to give a special thanks to all the service providers who are helping our homeless population. Much appreciated. Also, I gave the welcome at the Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative breakfast, which was held yesterday at Beloit High School, and I was joined by Councilor Forbeck. I saw in the newspaper they left you out, but you were there right up front the whole time. And we also were there with our city staff. We had our police officers and our firefighters there, too. So it was an honor also that I had the opportunity to share that this was the first time the city of Beloit recognized Martin Luther King Day as an official city holiday. So special thanks to our counselor, city manager, and staff who were involved in this effort. Also, many heartfelt thanks to the Hendricks and Noor family. I'll echo what you said, Nancy, for putting together the breakfast and ceremony in honor of Dr. King. It was fantastic and well attended by many members of our community. And there were lots of children that participated, and that was great to see, too. Also, I attended along with my colleagues open house at 1260 Wisconsin today. This is the first acquisition rehab project completed in the Merrill neighborhood under our NARSA, the Neighborhood Revitalization Strategy area. So special thanks to Julie Christensen, our city staff, the CDA, the Community Development Authority, and all involved in this project. Our city is really looking beautiful. Also, thank you to Chief Z. For the session that he put together, the informational session at Hendricks Career Tech. So hopefully we'll be having more of that with our community because it's important for us as a city to get input from the citizens. So thank you for that. Also, we're looking for talented people to serve on our city committees. The vacancies and committees are as follows. We have our Alcohol Beverage License Control Committee. There is 1 vacancy for a resident and 1 vacancy for a Tavern League representative. Also, our Board of Appeals, there's 3 vacancies for residents, 1 vacancy for the first alternate and 1 for the second. We have our Board of Review. There's 1 vacancy for a resident member and 2 vacancies for alternates. Our Community Development Authority, there is 2 vacancies for residents. Our Landmarks Commissions, there's 3 vacancies for residents. And then we also have our Park, Recreation, and Conservation Advisory Commission. There's 1 vacancy for a school district representative. And then we have our Traffic Review Committee. There's 2 vacancies for residents. So if you want to become involved, there's lots that you can do because we have a lot of great things happening in Beloit. And as a matter of fact, we have Paul Martin. I know, Paul, you're in the audience, and you serve on one of those committees. So we are always looking for talented people to come on board with us. So if you are interested, please go to the City of Beloit website or call Pam Lathrop, our Executive Assistant. The number is 608-364-6614. In addition, I would like to give our deepest heartfelt sympathy to Mrs. Knitzer, I hope I said this right, in loss of her husband, Merlin. He served on the city's Community Development Authority and was a charter member on the Appointment Review Committee for many years. Merlin was a devoted, tireless committee member who will truly be missed but not forgotten. Also, I want to give a special congratulations to Beloit College professor George Williams on being the winner of the YWCA Rock County's 2020 Racial Justice Award. He is the first full-tenured African-American professor at Beloit College who is committed to social justice on campus and in our Beloit community. Way to go, Professor Williams. And don't forget about Winterfest. It will take place from Friday, January 24th to Sunday, January 26th. There will be fun events for the entire family. If you need more information, call our Parks and Recreation Department at 608-364-2890. So, in closing, let's keep living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream, spreading peace and love throughout our entire community. Next, we'll go on to item 11.
Madam President, could I add one thing?
You can add something. Go ahead, Councilor Blakely.
Thank you very much. I forgot to give a shout out to Megan Moffett Minter and the kids that she's helping at the State Line Boys and Girls Club, especially to the girls who come to hear speakers talking about their professions so the kids can start to learn and think about different jobs they'll have when they grow up. The program's called Today's Dreamers, Tomorrow's Leaders, and it was a great group of very alert and interested kids. Thank you so much.
And that's wonderful that you were speaking to them today because they need to have more mentors and things of that nature. So thank you for doing that. Next, we will go on to item 11.
There is no city manager's presentation, nor are there any reports from boards this evening. So the last item is adjournment.
So moved.
Okay, we have a first by Councilor Levy, a second by Councilor Prushel. Any discussion?
I don't think it's a good
If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and we are now adjourned.
Thank you, Regina. You handled that very graciously.
Thank you very much. You did a